Canada's flag is quite young as flags go. Well, that's if you're speaking of the current maple leaf. Depending on when you personally consider Canada to have become a nation, you could say the 1577 St. George's Cross was the first flag of Canada, or even the Royal Banner of France. Either way, right now, the Dominion of Canada flies the maple leaf over Parliament, and this video is the story of how it came to be. The question for a national flag was first asked by Prime Minister William Lyon Mackenzie King in 1925. The council he appointed swiftly returned with the news that the public harshly denounced any removal of the Union Jack, which was featured on the current flag. After a second attempt in 1945, which failed the same as the first, he ditched the idea. Even while scrapping the plan, the essential symbols of the Canadian populace were presented. 67% of the submissions in 1945 contained maple leaves, not unusual as Canada's own emblem featured 3 maple leaves, joined at the stem. The stirring for a new flag rose again in 1960 by the leader of the official opposition, Lester B. Pearson, during a time when nationalism was on the rise. All parties concurred that Canada should have its own flag. However, visions of the flag differed amongst the parties. John Diefenbaker, Prime Minister at the time, was adamant that the flag include the Union Jack, saying it would need to honor the founding races of the nation. Allenby Beddoe presented his fellow B-initial brethren with what would be known as the Pearson pennant. The flag depicted 3 maple leaves connected to the stem, as from the Canadian emblem, and 2 blue stripes on each side, in reference to Canada's motto, "From sea to sea." This flag was ridiculed as bound to Quebec, as it did not pay homage to the nationalities of the British Isles. Once Pearson became Prime Minister, any movement to enact a new flag was met by filibuster and blocked by the official opposition, who was now Diefenbaker. Realizing this stagnated parliamentary business, the Prime Minister created an official flag committee, moving the Great Flag Debate out of the House of Commons. This new flag committee consisted of 7 Liberals, 5 Conservatives, 1 New Democrat, 1 Social Creditor, and lastly, 1 Créditiste. John Diefenbaker was cheery to see the committee be drawn up, not because he was so excited to return to parliamentary work, but because he believed that under the committee, the Pearson pennant would easily be shot down, because the vote for a new flag must be passed under a 13 out of 50 majority, making it impossible for the 7 Liberals to force the Prime Minister's flag through. The committee pored over the around 5,000 suggestions from the public and the 3,900 others from under Mackenzie King. In the end, after much deliberation, 3 flags were made: the Pearson pennant, the current flag only with a 13-sided maple leaf rather than the now 11-sided one, and lastly, one that was the same as the second, but featured a Union Jack on the top left and the Royal French banner on the top right. Between these 3 flags, the final vote was between the Pearson pennant by Allenby Beddoe and the single leaf lacking the royal signs by George Stanley. The Conservative Party voted for George Stanley's flag to prolong the vote, believing the Liberals were going to support the Pearson pennant. However, the Liberals and minority parties saw this trickery coming and preemptively switched their vote, making the decision unanimous for George Stanley's single maple leaf. Once the 6 months of debate in the House of Commons came to a close, the vote was 163 to 78 to instate the new flag. The design then passed through the Senate and received royal proclamation while the Prime Minister was visiting the UK to honour the passing of Winston Churchill, and thus the red ensign was taken down on Parliamentary Hill to be replaced by the new national flag on the 15th of February 1965. The Canadian flag's design is unique, as it does not portray 3 equal stripes, but 4 stripes, as red, white, white, red. There is no term for such a heraldic sign, and thus Canadian Pale was adopted to describe this formation. The design of the maple leaf was under scrutiny on whether to adopt a more realistic look or a symbolic appearance. Allenby Beddoe, as the committee's artist, designed the leaf to have 13 points. However, John Matheson, a member of the committee and Pearson's right-hand man, opted for 11 points after watching a sugar maple leaf blowing in the National Researchers Laboratory. The flag's iconic and unique design is a symbol of pride for Canadians and recognized as a beauty amongst the vexillological community. If you are a Canadian citizen, you can request a flag that flew on Parliament Hill free of charge. However, there is a 40-year waiting list. Though you can acquire free posters that have the historical designs of a variety of Canada's flags from the links in the description. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and have a wonderful day.